Hey everybody, it's Stephanie with Razzmatazz. I am your business leader and I'm super excited to be sharing with you today some amazing, fun, successful tips on fundraising and how you can utilize fundraising to take your Tupperware business to a whole new level and make an amazing difference in your community. So thank you for investing your time in training. And as we get started today, I want to make sure that I give you some success tips on how to get the most out of this training, okay? Because if you're listening to this and you're brand new, it can be a little overwhelming. We get that, okay? But anything new that you start, if I was to start a new job tomorrow and I was to be in a training process, it would be a little overwhelming. I think that's pretty normal. But what I want to do is help you kind of take that and funnel it into a way that I've learned over the years to get the most out of any training I'm exposed to, okay? So first of all, I want to encourage you to get a pen and paper and take some notes. I believe that if you ink it and you write notes along with learning, it helps you think it helps you remember, okay? And it also gives you a place to go back and star the key learnings that you had. I also want you then to take another separate piece of paper or find another way to track this, maybe a different highlighter pen later on when you're reviewing your notes. And that is to have a tab on your notepad that says, Ask My Upline. Okay, because I'm going to give you a lot of information in a short amount of period of time today, and you definitely have strong support systems in your upline leaders. And as you go through the training, I would take notes. And then if there was certain questions you might have, write it on your Ask My Upline page, or at the end of the call, review, or the end of the training, review all your notes and go back and say, okay, what are things that I understand, I don't understand? How can I get more training and support to make fundraising an incredible part of my business success story, okay? I also want you to remember to think big, but start small. So today, as you're listening to this, I'm going to talk all kinds of things. I'm going to give you many ways to fundraise, many options. I'm going to show you a big picture of what fundraising evolved my business to be. And then I want you to remember that I got the same business opportunity kit. I started only for modular mates and the consultant discount. I did not want to sell. I did not go to my high school career day thinking I was going to be a Tupperware lady when I grew up. I did not start this as a business. I started Tupperware. I opened my Tupperware account because I had a bigger wish list than I could write a check for. And then I went to my very first meeting and they happened to be training on fundraising. And I learned a lot at that first meeting 31 years ago. And so I want to take you to that place to say, I left that meeting feeling very overwhelmed, but I took notes. I had a little tab that said, Ask My Upline Leader. She happened to be that week at Jubilee, so she wasn't even available for me to ask questions to right then. And I learned to take good notes. I was taught to think big, and then I left that particular meeting starting small, all right? And I want to encourage you, starting small, meaning not small thinking, but small action steps. So think big, start with the small action steps it takes that I'm going to share with you throughout this training that is going to help you become a fundraising rock star in your community. And there's so many benefits and reasons why you want to do that, all right? So the next thing I want to encourage you to do is, if you feel like at the end of this training, if you feel like you've learned a lot and it was value for you, please go to our Facebook group and make a post, share in our Facebook group and say, oh my gosh, I just listened and learned from the fundraising success call. And if you did not ever get this training, you need to get it. I learned this. So helping me remind our team that all of this training is available to them. They just have to be know how to find it or be willing to go and search for it. And if you make a comment, I will always go to our Razzmatazz website and grab that live link and post it in right into where they can jump right in. You can say, oh my gosh, Stephanie, please post the link below. I learned so much, you guys, okay? Because that's how we are better together. Your learnings and your testimonies going forward can get everybody else as excited as I am and you are. By the end of this call, you're going to be very excited, and we want you to share it, okay? When we learn something new that's exciting, we don't want to keep it a secret. We want to share it out loud, all right? So please, if you're willing, go to our Facebook group. And oh, if you're not a part of that group and you have found this by accident as a team member, please request to join our group. Go to Facebook. In your search bar, type in Razzmatazz Sales Organization and join our closed group. We also have a public group, but our closed group is where all of our sales force is, and you can comment there. And trust me, I will go and find the link, and they can go directly to this training, okay? So your testimony is what's going to help other people be inspired. All right, so with that said, if you are joining this training at any time, day or night, no matter if it's today, tomorrow, 6 months from now, I want to hear from you. Text me at Stephanie, right? Stephanie, 916-257-4003. Just text me. Put me in your phone. Stephanie, my business leader for Razzmatazz. And my phone number is 916-257-4003. I'm always available, but text me that you are on listening and learning, okay? Listening and learning. I'm listening and learning on the fundraising call, and I'm so excited. You never know, I might just have a prize for you, okay? So with that said, we're gonna get started. This is Fundraising 101. Again, I want to share with you that I'm going to share with you a lot of ways you can be successful fundraising. There is two specific ways, two specific programs I want you to separate out in your mind, okay? Because Tupperware has an exclusive digital flyer that offers 40% profitability to any group or organization that chooses to fundraise with you. That is Tupperware's exclusive 40% fundraising program. But I also want to share with you guys that you are an independent consultant. You own your own business. You have access to our catalogs, our sales brochures, our one-week sale flyers. You have the ability as a business owner to become creative. If there's one item that we have, like Frozen, Disney's Frozen product, or Toy Story, or something that is seasonal that has branding on it, you can snag that and you can create a one-item fundraiser. You can do a fundraiser party, cash and carry, with product that you might have on hand, okay? You can create your own fundraising meal prep or cooking class. And then as you become more advanced, I do have an advanced fundraising training that I can share with you if you let me know you're interested. And that's a more advanced corporate type fundraising program. That's where you reach out to insurance companies, doctors or medical groups that have a big group office, or maybe people that have run a large group for a breast cancer, like the March of Dimes or different things. So I'm not going to cover the more advanced corporate type fundraising in this call, but you can certainly text me and say, I have an opportunity for that, and I will provide for you additional training, okay? But what I want you to remember, Fundraising 101 from day one, is that there's many ways to fundraise. We have Tupperware's exclusive program, and we have you, the independent consultant, that has the opportunity to offer Tupperware's 40% program, or your own creation, your own inventiveness of fundraising that fits for that particular group or that particular season or whatever you might want to do. Because when you're an independent consultant, you have the right to give up any percent of your profit that you feel is fit to better your own community and create brand awareness. And maybe you are a mom of a cheerleader and you want to donate all of your profit. You could certainly do that by creating your own independent consultant fundraising program. And that will make more sense to you as we go throughout this training, okay? But again, you've got your notepad, you've got your Ask My Upline tab, like the second page, just generic notes, and then have a tab that's like a really serious Ask Questions tab. And then you can always text me with questions. Again, 916-257-4003. All right. So before I get into the meat and potatoes of the training, I want to assure you that there's many resources available to you. I didn't want to put the resources page at the end of this because I don't know, if you learn like I do, I'd be like, where am I going to find that? She talked about this, where am I going to find that? So I want to assure you that there's many resources that you can get a lot of additional support. And anything that I point out to you on this training, you'll be able to find in these locations. Okay, so first point of resource is, of course, your Tupperware web office. You've got access to my.Tupperware. You log in with your username or password. You go to the Salesforce tab, you click on training, and you search fundraising. I think you'll find some great stuff there, just tips or tricks that other successful people have experienced or can give you knowledge about. There's also, Tupperware has a relationship with a company called Vistaprint. You can go into your Google and search Vistaprint, or you can go into your web office and go to your benefits and find Vistaprint. They are a partner with Tupperware, and they do have a Tupperware branded link where you can personalize with our logo, with already mocked up logoing and everything, business cards, postcards. Postcards are amazing. Postcard size things are amazing for marketing yourself if you're getting into a brand new community or you want to let your community know proud out loud that you are a fundraising specialist. I would encourage you to create really nice postcards with your fundraising information on the back and how they can contact you. And you can put those on bulletin boards. You can hand those out at when your kids are playing a sports game. You never know who you're going to meet anywhere. And then there's another company called The Booster, okay? www.thebooster.com. And that company has some fun stickers and things that say, ask me about fundraising. And or you can even make your own. You know, you have access to your local Staples or Office Max or whatever. You can go in and buy a pack of labels, create your own labels that say, ask me about fundraising, from 15 to 40% profitability, ask me the difference, whatever. You can create whatever you want. And then I never left my house or did a party or did any kind of event or event that I didn't have my own specialized business cards that titled myself as a fundraising specialist. I had glossy size postcards with products from, maybe you can take the, a few products from the exclusive line, or maybe you just want to put a beautiful, you can create a collage of our best-selling products, and on the back side of the postcard, fundraising specialist, that kind of thing. Okay, you can get stickers, and then no catalog, no sale brochure, nothing left my hands that didn't have all my personal information. But I titled myself Stephanie Garber, fundraising specialist, cooking classes, in-home parties. I think I said scholastic and corporate fundraising, in-home parties, cooking classes, and income opportunities. Like, title yourself. Put that out there on your business cards, okay? Another resource for you is our Razzmatazz Sales Company website, razzmatazzsales.com. You're going to click on resources, then you're going to click on more, because we have the core, which is all about the party. And then we have our more tab, which is all about other ways you can become amazingly successful in Tupperware. And you'll find fundraising right at the top. And when you click on that link, there'll be any of the things that I refer to throughout this training will be loaded there. So you can have the comfort of knowing that if I show you, here's what I put in a presentation packet or a participant packet, you'll be able to know. You can go to razzmatazsales.com, click on resources, click on more, click on fundraising, and you'll find it there. Isn't that awesome? There's also a Facebook group out there, and that Facebook group, you can go onto Facebook, and in the search bar, you can type in My Tupperware Fundraisers 411 Consultants. I know that's a long name, but if you type in My Tupperware Fundraisers 411 Consultants, and you put that in the search bar, you can request to join that group. Now, as a disclaimer, I will tell you, I'm not the moderator, administrator of that group. I am not responsible for any of the content that is shared on that page. What that group is about is it's a bunch of Tupperware consultants that have created a group that network and share ideas or ask questions about fundraising. So it's a great resource for you if you want to try something, or if you want to see if somebody has something like a cover letter or incentives or prizes they've offered. You can always pose a question in that group and get some answers and some support. I just want to, as a disclaimer, let you know that Tupperware, the corporate company Tupperware, is not any part of that group. So you're just networking with other people that are successful Tupperware consultants. So if the tone, if the tone of the group, or I don't want you, I want you to just use that as a resource. Okay, and if you think something doesn't sound right, or if you have a question, always come to me, your business leader, so that I can make sure I clarify or help you understand any idea or great idea that they shared or comments that they made, okay? So the other thing I want to start with this call with is why fundraise? Why would you want to invest time and energy as a local business owner in your community fundraising? Well, let me tell you, fundraising makes a difference. Did you know that nonprofit groups annually, create annually nonprofit groups as a whole? Fundraising, it's over a $2 billion annual industry, right? So that shows you that there's a tremendous need. And I want to encourage you to think about now, not only is that a big picture, think big, right? But start small. Think about your own community. Did you guys know that 8 out of 10 parents nationally and locally purchase fundraising products, and the vast majority of those fundraising product sales are made to people that are related to that fundraising individual, their family, their friends, their neighbors, their coworkers. So successful fundraising is all about relationships and connections. When that participant, that cheerleader, comes home and rallies her parents, and then she and her, or he and their parents together create some noise about the fact that they're fundraising, they're typically going to share that with their family, friends, neighbors, coworkers, right? It's a relationship. And I got to tell you, that is perfect to help you build your customer base, because you want a local community of people who are passionate about a cause, sharing that cause with family, friends, neighbors, coworkers, and you happen to be the fundraising specialist representing Tupperware, donating proceeds to that cause right there in your local community. I can tell you, people are going to know you and love you. It's going to help you build a big local customer base that you can then offer other services to, like in-home parties so they can get free and half-price Tupperware, or cooking classes, or you can invite them to the local bingos, or you can talk to them about your professional custom kitchen planning service that you offer. You can help people customize and organize and sanitize their entire food storage systems with Tupperware modular mates. So getting your name out there and breaking outside of your group when you start your business. When I joined 31 years ago, I joined because I wanted modular mates at the best price. I joined for the discount. But you know why I stayed? I stayed because I realized every pantry needs customization. And I stayed because I realized that everyone around me needed to know about Tupperware. And from that, I met so many amazing people that needed to raise money or just wanted to eat healthy or get organized, and I could find their perfect fit. Okay. Another reason why you want, so building your customer base is huge because that's how you keep your date book full if you're a party holder. It's how people can like your business page if you're a social media fanatic. You want to have your business page socially on every label, on every catalog, and everything you do. When I do a fundraiser kickoff meeting, I want everybody immediately to like my business page and to tag 3 of their friends that might be interested in fundraising. Like, there's so many ways that you can get out there, but you have to have that you have to have that support, right? And there's only so much business your family, friends, and neighbors can do, only so much Tupperware they need in their kitchen and how many parties they can hold. But they know 100 people. Everybody you know knows 100 people that you don't know through their coworkers, their church groups, their family, their friends, their extended family, their neighbors, neighbors of neighbors. I mean, when you really think about, it's about who do you know and how can you offer service through our product or our fundraising opportunities that can help you keep expanding your circle of influence. But another benefit for that is you get sales credit. When you fundraise, there's a magic word in Tupperware called sales credit. Sales credit means you get full sales credit towards all your weekly awards, trips, car programs, and your profitability is directly affected by the word sales credit. I'm using the word sales credit right now because later on in the training, I am going to break down the profit structure of fundraising. It's a little bit different than when you're holding parties. So, but you still get sales credit, and sales credit is king. If you're a brand new consultant and you're working for that entire cookware set or iPad in your first 13 weeks, you want as much sales credit as you possibly can. So you can get sales credit by sampling products, by holding parties, by fundraising, by having online orders. There's so many ways that you can create sales credit towards your goals that then increases your assets, your profitability, then gives you more awards, can, depending on your, if you've sponsored other reps and you're sharing the opportunity, you could advance in our leadership programs and get more monthly profitability, earn exclusive trips, drive company cars. It's amazing, okay? And then the other benefit of why would you want to learn fundraising and make that a big part of your specialty that you offer within your own local neighborhood and community is it's a huge tax write-off for you. Because everything you donate, from the prizes to the percentage of your profit to all of that, is a tax write-off for you. And I know in today's world, we are all looking for ways that we can have additional tax write-offs, right? So what I love to share with people is even if you can't see yourself holding Tupperware parties or you don't necessarily want to sell Tupperware, I didn't come into Tupperware 31 years ago either to sell Tupperware. I came into Tupperware to get more Tupperware, but I needed a way to generate the cash flow so that I could have the profit that I could reinvest into my own habit. And once I had my entire kitchen and all the systems, all the products in the catalog I even wanted or dreamed of, along with an entire customized, organized, sanitized pantry, the cookware knives, all the things we had at the time, then I'm like, okay, now, by the time I did all that and I had talked it up with so many people, I was successful. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I need a tax write-off, right? I want to maximize everything in my life. And so that was one of them. Now I want you to start thinking about who fundraises, all right? Here's some thought starters, and I want you to take another piece of paper on your notepad right now and start making a list, because there is so much opportunity right out there to fundraise. People who are doing fundraisers, looking for fundraisers, and needing the opportunity that we have to offer. The one thing that you have as a benefit is our brand name. Oh my gosh, we're going to talk about that in a minute. But let's just talk about who fundraises. If you were to start thinking about different clubs, I would challenge you to go back in your mind and think about high school days. For me, that was a long time ago. But in thinking about high school days, isn't there so many clubs? There is like the chess club, the ski club, the FFA club, the booster club, the spirit club, oh my gosh, you guys, every kind of thing, the history club, the, you know what I mean? Like, there's so many clubs within a high school where a lot of consultants say, oh, I'm going to go fundraise with this school. I'm going to tell you that most of my successful fundraisers came from groups within a bigger picture. Because sometimes when you try to do an entire school, those are incredibly successful and they're amazing, but they can also take a ton of time to nurture and develop. You typically have to present in front of the PTC or the PTA. You then have to go through a lot of like red tape in order for it to be approved as a school-wide fundraiser. But if you were to seek out or think about individual clubs, like the chess club, ski club, spirit club, booster club, and you were to go on to the local schools around you's website and you were to surf through there and find what kind of clubs are there, you can even approach the classes. Some of my best fundraisers in 31 years was the class of, 2002, okay? Or it was the boys basketball team. Okay, you might think that sounds like a crazy fundraiser, but my brother-in-law was very involved with the Sacramento High School's boys basketball club, and he loved Tupperware and he saw all the success and he referred me, and I ended up launching and kicking off a fundraiser, a Tupperware fundraiser with the Sacramento High School's boys basketball team. And I tell you, I walked in there and in my little high heel shoes on my breast, and I launched this fundraiser. And you might think that would be the least place you'd be successful fundraising. It was an incredible fundraiser. All the boys were like, it was at the end of practice, and the coaches asked that a parent or some representative be there to hear about a fundraising opportunity. And they needed the money. They need it for travel expenses. They need it for new uniforms. They need it for camp, all kinds of things. And I got to tell you, when I presented that fundraiser standing in the middle of the Sacramento High School gym, I was a little nervous because it was just, it was just a lot of boys. And you think, you're like, we always tend to think that Tupperware parties or fundraising is a girl thing. It's not. It's a family thing. People love, need, and use Tupperware, and they want to save money. They want to protect the environment. They want to eat more healthy. So you just have to get over yourself. But I tell you, that was a great fundraiser. It was with a sports team, and it was a Sacramento High School boys basketball team. And it's not one that I would have sought out online or researched, but there is so much out there, okay? And from that fundraiser, I had many parties dated. A lot of the moms and people that were there that were supporting me kicking that off, they all said, I want to have a party because I offer $5 for every party or fundraiser dated. And I'm going to go to that in a minute. But there's lots of cheerleading groups. There's lots of pageants in your local community. There's everything from a tiny, like baby pageants all the way up to junior misses to, ongoing to maybe your county's miss or pageant. There is so many different things. And when you think about the costs that those families have for being a part of that process, from their gowns to their travel expenses to a lot of different things, you could approach individuals about fundraising with Tupperware. You could approach local churches and dive down and find the women's groups, or the women's groups that might really want to raise money to provide all new Tupperware for the kitchen or the nursery, or they want to sponsor 10 sponsorships to next year's youth conference. There's so many things that people want to raise money for. You have local moms groups. Maybe they want to sponsor a mom who lost a child, or maybe it just had twins and her husband just lost his job for whatever reason. There is so many reasons and ways that you can fundraise. Service groups, your local Kiwanis, your local Seroptimists, your local Rotary clubs, okay? Community and service groups are huge. Preschools, daycares. I've done very successful 3-hour fundraisers. One-day fundraisers where the moms and dads checked their kids in, and I was there at 5:30 a.m. to 8 a.m. and I gave packets to the parents and said, this is a one-day fundraiser. Take this packet to work, share it with your coworkers, text a few family and friends, and I'll be right here again back at 5 from 4:30 to 7 p.m. tonight, collecting any orders that you have, and your daycare right here gets 15 to 20% of whatever you've sold towards new toys, towards supplies, whatever the coordinator and you decide. Bands, oh my gosh, local bands and choirs are amazing. They have competition fees, they have uniforms. I just want to tell you, there is so much groups that you can fundraise with. Classes, 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade classes that have year-end field trips, like a marine biology field trip, or they have a field trip to their state's local capital, things like that. So you just have to really kind of decide what's your passion. Now, for me, I was a cheerleader growing up, so I totally understand the expense and the stress to my mom. She was a single mom, so I had to do a ton of fundraising. I had to be really creative and work hard with my mom on how we were going to pay for all the uniforms and the camps and the things that it took for me to be a cheerleader, because my mom was a single mom and my dad was not in our life. So I found that I had to do a lot of fundraising. So every car wash, everything, every time my cheerleading advisor came up with a fundraiser, I was in it and I was like working it hard. I'm going to tell you, standing there washing cars on Saturdays and Sundays for tips or whatever people were willing to donate is a lot harder than it is for, I wish somebody would have presented Tupperware fundraising to me, because people need our product, they love our product, and they want more of our product, and they use it every single day. All right, so I'm gonna walk you through that a little bit, but I want to encourage you to always be ready and prepared. And in this training, I'm going to show you how to always have a prepared, what I call presentation packet ready. It's a packet that you would have the items needed that people would look over to review, to work with you to decide if Tupperware was the right fit for their fundraising needs. So I want to encourage you to always be prepared and to keep your eyes open. Keeping your eyes open means, have you seen those vinyl signs that are on like a school or ballpark, and they promote like a cheer camp or a golf tournament or something coming up? You know, those are always typically fundraising opportunities, all right? If you ever have 4th of July fireworks booths, all of those people are usually selling fireworks for fundraising. If you have a local community festival, lots of times a lot of those food or vendor booths are fundraising. If they're selling hot dogs and lemonade, it's typically because they are future farmers of America, or they're this or that. I just want to tell you that typically somewhere on their booth or display, it'll say who their organization is and what they're representing. And when you purchase your coffee or your hot dog or your corn on the cob or whatever it might be, your tri-tip sandwich, lots of times those are groups that booth is fundraising for. So you want to support those groups and find out, what are you raising money for? Wow, that's exciting. I want to tell you my greatest success story from fundraising. Way back when I was brand new in the business, I happened to walk up to a Bel Air. I was out doing grocery shopping, and there were girls out there selling beef sticks. Okay, beef sticks, not candy. They were actually selling like jerky and beef sticks. And I said, oh my gosh, how fun. What are you raising money for? And they said, we just won our state championship, and now we're going to nationals. We're a fast pitch softball team, and we're going to nationals. And every family it's going to cost every family $1,200. And we travel in 10 days. So we have to buy airline tickets and things. And I said, wow, congratulations on your success. I'm so proud of you. That's awesome. You know what? I have an amazing fundraising opportunity for you that you could use in partnership with whatever else you have planned over the next 10 days. Who is your decision maker? Who could I talk to about that? And she says, oh, that's our team mom right over there. So then go over there. And I'm like, I'm Stephanie with Tupperware, and Tupperware has a great fundraising program. You can profit 40% if you use our exclusive flyer, or I can even just keep it really simple for you. And just like you're selling a one item like beef sticks or jerky, if you wanted to sell just one item and keep it simple, I could present to you a fundraising opportunity for that as well. And she says, oh my gosh, Tupperware, I love Tupperware. And I said, you know, you love Tupperware. I bet you all these girls who are trying to raise $1,200 in the next 10 days, so it's less expense out of the family budget, I bet you they all have family, friends, and neighbors that love Tupperware too, right? So I could come back in like an hour and give you a couple flyers, some order forms for each girl, and you could do a 1 day, 2 day fundraiser. I could even give you a week, but I know you need the money sooner. So, you know, we could really create some FOMO, fear of missing out. Like, you could go to work tomorrow. I could come back in an hour, and I could give you some supplies, and anybody who wants to participate, they don't have to, but if they want to raise extra money for their family, they could participate. I'll give you some flyers, some order forms. I'll put together some stuff, and I'll be back in an hour, and you can see what happens. You know, here's the good thing. If you sell nothing, you get nothing, but it didn't cost you anything. Here's the benefit. What if they got excited and they shared with their mom, sister, best friend, neighbors, coworkers tomorrow, and each girl sold $1,000 of Tupperware? I mean, oh my gosh, right? And I got to tell you, that was an amazing success story. Within 3 days, that squad of fast pitch softball girls raised a ton of money. Okay, they raised $2,700, and we spread that out over all of the moms. Or all the groups. That's what they decided to do. But it offset a lot of people's costs. I mean, and then they combined it with their beef stick, and they combined it with their car wash, and they combined it with a garage sale, a multi-family garage sale. It's just another way. It's another story. But the best part about that is I give $5 for every fundraising referral or party dating referral that they give me that's set up in my date book before I write the check. So one of those smart girls said, do you mean if I find you 6 parties, you're going to give me $30? I'm like, absolutely. Do you know that girl helped me get 6 parties? I said, they just have to be in my date book before I write a check to you or your organization. But if you date me 6 parties, I'll write you personally a check for $30 if they're in my date book and they are committed before we close all this. That girl went out and found me 6 parties. I'm not kidding. And from those 6 parties, at those parties, doing those parties, having fun, the host was motivated. She was getting free Tupperware. at those parties, you have attendance, right? And so at those parties, I was sharing with them, because all my labels on my catalog say fundraising specialist, ask me about fundraising. So at those parties, I had one lady say, hey, do you do fundraising? I'm like, yes. She gets extra tickets or auction money if you do that at your parties for that. And she says, I am the band coordinator for 3 levels of band at Cabot Junior High School in Granite Bay. And I'm like, oh, wow, that's cool. She goes, we have competitions coming up. How fast can we make money? I said, as soon as you decide, I can put together some packets and we can get something going. That turned into 2 weeks later. She did a fundraiser with her gold band and her maroon band. She put them in competition with each other. And the gold band sold $8,700 and the maroon band sold $8,900. They ended up winning the competition, and she gave out her own prizes for that. But for me, that was just under $19,000 worth of sales credit. Now, I met that lead from fast pitch softball girls who just won their state playoff, who then were out selling beef sticks in front of a grocery store. I invested $4 buying 2 beef sticks, told them that I could help them raise even more money. Who was the decision maker? They pointed me to the team mom, and that team mom approved it. I came back 2 hours later with whatever supply packets I had on hand, and I offered them $5 referral coupons. It was the girl who wanted $30. I paid her $30. She got me 6 parties. Then I held parties, so I made full profit on parties, met tons of people, dated 2 parties from every party, to build my future business. But I met at one of those parties, I met this band instructor. And then she said, how fast could you start this? I'm like, how soon can you have me? We can put something together. I can make it work for you. And within a couple weeks, I had close to $19,000 worth of Tupperware sold. That's the power of fundraising, because people need the money. Okay. So I wanted to share that with you. And I know that's why I said at the beginning of the call, think big, but start right now. Okay. Start small. Okay. Don't let that overwhelm you. So there's 10 reasons. I do include this 10 reason sheet, not this exact PowerPoint slide, but I do have a top 10 reasons why your organization would want to fundraise and partner with me and Tupperware. And that helps me present the value of why they'd want to fundraise with us. So number 10 is it doesn't cost them anything. Okay. I provide them some materials, but it's not like if they were doing beef sticks or candy or gift wrap. Most of the fundraising companies out there that approach schools or organizations, they have to buy the product up front and then they have to hope they sell it all. With Tupperware, it's just a paper order. They don't, nothing's ordered until the customer pays for it, etc. It's not a lot of inventory that they have to stack up and store in their garages and hope they sell it. So it doesn't really cost them anything. It's a no-risk fundraiser. Tupperware is a quality brand product that everybody knows. Tupperware has a lifetime guarantee and there's no receipt necessary. They can, if they have a chipped, cracked, or broken piece of Tupperware anytime in the future, whether it's from the particular fundraising event or not, anything in their kitchen, if it's Tupperware and it's chipped, cracked, broken, or peeling, they can reach out to any consultant they can find online or local consultant, or they can even contact the company directly and they will get their product replaced under our warranty program. How exciting is that? So they, as an organization, don't have to deal with defectives. One time I ordered a CD. Somebody was selling a CD for fundraising, and I went to play it and it wouldn't play. Okay, it was like a Christmas CD, a Christmas music CD. And when I called the junior high school and said, hey, I bought this as a fundraiser from one of the kids in my neighborhood and the CD doesn't play, I have to tell you, it was such a nightmare. It was a nightmare for the school. We couldn't reach the company. I was very frustrated. The school was frustrated. So my point is, with Tupperware, we have a company that's been in business more than 70 years. We have a lifetime guarantee on all of our products. No receipt is necessary. They can reach out to any local consultant, or they can just go to Tupperware.com and go to contact us and help and get help. okay? And another reason why everybody should fundraise with Tupperware is they love Tupperware. People love Tupperware. They need Tupperware and they use Tupperware in their everyday life. And typically, customers don't mind investing in something they love, need, and use every single day, especially if it's for an incredible cause, okay? Whatever your fundraising cause might be. And also, I always share with people when I'm presenting the fundraiser opportunity is that Tupperware makes an amazing gift. When I do a kickoff meeting, I always remind people that Tupperware makes a perfect wedding gift, shower gift, birthday gift, get well gift, holiday gift. It's perfect for stocking stuffers. It's great teacher gifts. Everybody loves, needs, and uses Tupperware. So even if they feel like, oh, here comes another fundraiser, I don't need any Tupperware. Okay, everybody needs Tupperware. But I'm sure they could find a reason to give Tupperware as a wonderful gift, right? It's not a food product that has a life expectancy. It's not going to go bad. It's not going to go stale. So even if they invest in Tupperware right now, they could find an upcoming time in their life when they might need a wedding gift, a shower gift, something like that. So that makes it another powerful reason why people would want to choose Tupperware as a fundraiser, okay? Also, there's no inventory for you, for them, the organization, to keep up with, all right? We, the consultant, only order whatever is purchased and paid for during their fundraising event. So I want to reference that to people that like all the candy or the cookie dough or the gift wrap or the Girl Scout cookies. I mean, we've all seen pictures of people's garages full of Girl Scout cookies. And I love the Girl Scouts. This has nothing to do with that. But I will tell you that what if your child doesn't sell all of it? What if your club doesn't sell all of it? It's sitting there. It is something that, you know, it's a perishable food product. Tupperware is not a perishable food product. You don't inventory it. You don't have to have it on hand and sell it like you would sell candy bars, beef sticks, cookies, whatever. We order what people pay for. Okay, so there's no collecting payments or money after the fact. That is a huge benefit to the club. And you don't have to check out 10 cartons of candy to a parent and then make sure the parent pays the club back because the club had to order it, right? So their money's already out in hopes that the families go sell it all and then in hopes that everybody brings their money back in on time. That is not the same type of fundraising with Tupperware. We provide you with printed materials, the order forms needed. We only order what's purchased and paid for, and you receive your profit based on that. There's no collecting payments after the fact. Their customers pay with every order, and we have a timeline. We map that out for you. You sign an agreement. We tell you when the fundraiser is starting, when it ends, when you're going to receive your product, when you're going to receive your money, and it's clearly stated there. The other benefit of fundraising with Tupperware, one of our top 10 reasons, is you can customize and create a perfect fundraiser fit for you, and we can start it right away. There's, again, many ways that you can fundraise, which I'm going to share with you guys on the rest of this call. But if I was to be presenting to a teen mom at a car wash and saying, here's one of the reasons why you want to, here's some 10 reasons why you want to think about Tupperware tonight as a future fundraising opportunity, and I would rattle these off, okay, and I'd have my little printed packet to give to her. These are some great benefits. Did you also know that the average order, when someone opens up, looks at a Tupperware flyer, or they look at a Tupperware catalog, the average customer order is $30 to $40. So that is already going to increase their profitability. All right, it's going to increase their profitability. Do you know how many car washes or how many beef sticks people would have to sell to make the same profit? Because beef sticks are a couple bucks, candy bars are a couple bucks. If people come up to a car wash, they're going to pay $5 or $10. When people look at a Tupperware fundraiser, they typically, our average order is $30 to $40. So no matter what percentage of profit you choose or you agree on donating, it's still going to be a lot more profit then bake sales, car washes. 50% off a $3 candy bar is $1.50. Okay, because the customer order, I don't know about you, when I bought the beef sticks, they were like $2 a piece or something. I bought 2 of them. I spent $4. If they would have told me, we have Tupperware right here, would you order from us? I would have invested $30 or $40. Okay, so their percentage of profitability as a whole is going to be so much greater. And the fact that they're partnering with a company that has 70 years of success and is a brand name that is known and recognized worldwide. Again, I can't say that enough. All right. And the fact that the number one reason is that they can earn 15 to 40% on their retail sales. Okay. And I always share with them 15 to 40%. And the reason for the difference in percentage is because you, the consultant, can utilize all of our programs to present a fundraising opportunity that's a perfect fit for them. And I'm going to train you on that right now. Okay. So Tupperware has an exclusive fundraising flyer. It's available digital version only. You don't go and order catalogs or these flyers online. You go for free. You log into your My Sales Tupperware web application. You go to Salesforce tab, fundraising, and you print as many of these as you need. All right. It's a digital version only, and right now, currently, there is no Tupper Connect link available. You can't create a shop link online. However, that is coming in 2020, so look forward to that. But right now, with the exclusive line fundraising, Tupperware donates the 40% to any group or organization that you log in, that you have a contract with, that you go out and find, that they decide they want to choose our exclusive line. You go into your My Sales web application, you set up a Tupperware fundraiser, not a party. You set up a fundraiser, and in the description, you're going to set it up. You're going to title the organization, their address. That's a really important step, because Tupperware will send them the check in the name of the organization you type in there, and they will send the check to the address that you type in there. So if you are doing an exclusive line fundraiser, you need to set up in My Sales as a fundraiser. You create you type in all the specifics, all right, and then you kick it off. All right, you print out these flyers, you put together some packets, and they can get started right away. It's as fast as the click of you going home and printing out 20 of these flyers, like my success story I shared with you earlier. Okay, so there's page 1, here's page 2. Everybody loves round cake takers this time of year. Look at this fun mini party set. There's lots of pieces, and easily between this page, look at the apple keepers, apple lockers. Those are so fun for backpacks. If you're packing an apple, look at these fun small packables. The cereal store, the junior cereal store, is amazing for, it's small. Okay, you guys, it's 3.5 cups, but it matches our full line catalogs, cereal stores. But people love the junior cereal store because it's perfect to put in your car with snack mix and all kinds of things. So, and our classic cheese keeper, there is some things in here that cannot be purchased any other way, which makes this particular product line really appealing, because these are at a price point and they're very appealing that lots of people would love to purchase, and they're easily going to rack up a $30 or $40 per customer average order, which is going to increase their overall success. When you use the exclusive fundraising flyer, you want to combine that with the exclusive fundraising order form. You will see right up here that it says Tupperware fundraising order form. It's super important that you match the right order form with the right flyer. So if you are using the 40% fundraising program, flyer, and you're printing it out, you want to print out order forms that match that. And I'll cover the reasons why in a minute. We also have the opportunity, you as an independent business owner within your local community have every right to fundraise for the tax write-offs and the benefits I covered earlier, and the literature and the tools you would have available to you to utilize is the full line catalog, any current sale brochure, and any current 1 or 2 week sale flyers, okay? You even have the ability to create your own one item fundraiser. If you saw something in any one of these flyers or something in the catalog, you could snag a picture of it and create your own one item fundraiser. But in doing that, you have to understand the difference in how the profitability breaks down. And I'm going to cover that in a minute. But with the exclusive line, 40%, you use the exclusive line digital flyer printed out, you use the exclusive line order form. If you offer any other type of fundraising beyond the exclusive line, you use the catalog, a sale flyer, a 1 week sale flyer, any other marketing tools that Tupperware has, you need to use a regular Tupperware party order form. And we have these available. Like I said, there's resources. You can go to razzmatazsales.com, go to resources, go to more, click on fundraising, and you can print out pages of order forms appropriate for that to include in your packets, okay? But you want to use the right order form with each fundraiser. As I just mentioned a second ago, in one of the upcoming sale brochures, there's like a fun spooktacular set. Now that spooktacular set in a mid-September brochure sells for a little bit less than $25. We added money to the price of the set so it automatically covered shipping and tax, and we made a flyer. So you could actually go onto, in our Facebook group, go to our file tab and print out this particular fundraiser, glue stick it to an envelope, good to go. Fundraiser, boom. You could come back in an hour with 20 of those packets made, right? Those cheerleaders could go and get orders for name, email, phone number, the quantity of how many sets the individual wanted. If they wanted 4 sets, it would be $100. They put their $100 check or credit card on in the number information on an order form in the packet. Done. And then how many can the cheerleader collect? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? If she sold 10, just at 10 is $250, and then you're going to provide her a percentage of your profit, okay? So again, we have our exclusive line where Tupperware sends a check for 40%, or you as an independent business owner doing business within your own local community, you can take our catalog, our sale brochures, and or individual product releases and create your own fundraising opportunity. How cool is that, right? All right, so with that said, I want to make sure you understand the profit structure. I know that this might be a tad redundant, but I don't want you to miss this because this is really important. So in understanding the 40% exclusive Tupperware fundraising program, okay, if you were to offer that digital flyer to any group or organization and you created packets and they went out and fundraised, they make 40% and you make 25% after the 40%, okay? Because nobody profits on the fundraiser until the 40% to the organization comes right off the top. So an example is if it was a $1,000 fundraiser, you had 10 participants, they all went out and got, $100 orders, right? 10 participants got $100 orders, right? Actually, a participant got a $100 order and you had 10 participants, that would be $1,000 in sales times 40%. $400 is 40% is going to come right off the top to the group or organization, and $600 is left, right? It's $600 that you make your profit and sales credit on. Now, sales credit counts towards all your weekly gifts, your awards, if you're a new consultant, your Confident Start program. If you're a manager, it counts for sales credit towards your programs and bonuses, all right? So in this example, again, you have a $1,000 exclusive wine fundraiser. 40% goes to the organization right off the top. Okay, $600 is left. You make your 25% of the $600, which is $150, but you get sales credit for the $600. And I just have to plug step up to manager. I know that in world today, the word manager makes everybody go, oh my gosh, that's more work, more I have to manage everything. No, we have training systems in place. We have all kinds of fun and recognition programs in place. As titling yourself as a manager is more prestige, more money, and more opportunity for even more exclusive training. And you have the opportunity to really grow in this business and get more profit from programs beyond just your personal sales. Okay, you can start to benefit from others that you have on your team. So to be a manager, you need you plus 3 personal people, 3 people that you personally brought into the business. You're active, they're active, holding parties, fundraisers, things, and you can be having a lot of benefits happening your way. So if that interests you, please put a star by that and talk to your immediate upline leader or text me that I'm interested in learning more about making the most profitability from everything I do in the business, including fundraising. The other part of the profit structure training I want to share with you is that you, as an independent consultant, make 25%, okay, just like you're holding parties. So if you were to take a sales flyer of the Tupperware catalog and the group organization decided they wanted to do a fundraiser with the next mid-month flyer or the Tupperware catalog, I want to remind you that you make 25% on that, just as if you were holding parties. Okay, so an example would be $1,000 in sales. The group or organization turns in $1,000 of sales times 25%. You are going to profit $250. You are going to offer them 15 to 20% of your personal profit. Okay, so you're going to be giving $150 to $200 of your personal profit to the group organization. Tupperware does not write the check. You're writing the check. But here's the big benefit. You get the sales credit. So instead of getting sales credit on less 40%, you're getting sales credit on the whole amount. So you get $1,000 of sales credit, and you're going to type that in as a fundraiser party. So instead of going to your My Sales and keying it in and setting it up as a Tupperware fundraiser, where Tupperware is sending the check for 40%, you are going to go in and set it up as a fundraising party, just as if you were doing a normal party. Okay, and in the description, you're just going to put set up a new party, and in the description, you're going to put Stephanie's Rockland Cheer fundraiser party, and you put the date, right? And then you set it all up. And with this particular program, you have the ability to create an online shop link where they can share that with their out-of-state family and friends, and those family members can order and it'll ship right to them. Okay, but you get all the sales credit and you get all the credit for the host program. Okay, because it's a fundraiser, you're going to be writing a check for profit. It's a party, so a party has host credits attached to it. You're going to go in and have, on a $1,000 party, you'd have a thank you gift, 3 half-price items, and you'd have $200 of Tupperware to select absolutely free out of the full line catalog. So I would choose water bottles, sandwich keepers, snack cups. I would choose things that I could stash, and then once those came in, I would think, wow, how can I turn that stash into cash? And I would reach out to any local sports team or whatever. I'd look, again, keeping my eyes open. If a baseball team was hosting a crab feed in January, I'd ask them if I could do a cash and carry fundraiser for them. You know, if you're already, I'd love to donate a raffle prize to your event. And if you are already having a lot of your families come in for the crab feed, could I just have a vendor table and talk a little, I'm not selling anything necessarily, but if they want to come up and purchase cash and carry right off the table, at the end of the night, I'll write you a check for 20%, 25% even, you guys. Because remember, the fundraiser before you donated 15 to 20%. You turned it down as party. You then ordered out $200 of Tupperware you got for free. That same $200 of Tupperware could be turned into a cash and carry fundraiser where people might have a back to school night, okay? Or whatever. I say, could I be a part of your back to school tonight? I have some extra Tupperware inventory. I sell cash and carry. I give everybody receipts. At the end of the night, we add up all the receipts and I'll write you a check for 20, 25% of whatever was sold cash and carry. The customer took it home with them, blah, blah, blah. It's a cash and carry fundraiser, you guys. How cool is that? So that's how I built the momentum. Did I have inventory to do cash and carry fundraisers right off the bat? No. But I did fundraising like this. I gave up, I still had 5% of my profit, right? Because you make 25%. But I took the 15 to 20% and I invested wisely. I invested in things that I knew people were going to buy immediately. If you walk by Tupperware water bottles, things like that. Everybody needs water bottles. Everybody needs sandwich keepers. Everybody needs snack cups. Everybody loves Shape-O balls. So I then would, a couple weeks later, start looking for groups. Once the inventory had been delivered and I had delivered the fundraiser, all my free stuff came with that delivery. I would sort it out, box it up, label it, and then I would go looking for cash and carry fundraising opportunities. Maybe there is a family day at your local gym. You could approach the gym and say, would you like to fundraise so that you can offer a free sponsor, a free physical trainer sponsorship for a month? You know, things like that. I mean, you guys, there's so many ways you can kind of cross promote your business with other businesses. But again, your host credit, you're giving up profit off the top, but you're getting the sales credit and you get to be the host of that particular fundraising party if you are using anything other than the exclusive line. And again, I just want to remind and plug you one more time that stepping up, the sooner you create you plus a team of free personal active reps in the business, you make 2 to 4% additional more money on what you're personally selling and what your unit is selling. And then you also make a Vanguard bonus and other bonuses. So imagine being a manager or higher. We have 3 levels to our manager family tree: manager, star manager, executive manager. And the percentage of earnings is in there. It's a variable based on your title. But then we have the Vanguard bonuses. And imagine if you're doing it, you can teach other people to do it too. So the power becomes duplicating yourself. If you're doing it and you teach others to do it too, imagine if you were a manager or higher and you and your unit or team was submitting 5, 10, 15 fundraisers every single month in addition to their parties. Let's just say you had 5 as a leader that were $1,000, okay, close each month. That's $5,000 in sales credit. Oh my gosh, you could be earning trips in cars like no tomorrow. All right. So with that said, let's talk a little bit about consultant preparation. I kind of alluded to that earlier. You want to always be prepared. When you're out and about running errands, you might see a car wash. You might see a big banner. You might be able to take a picture of that and then go to their website and contact them. But to be prepared, I encourage you to order in a few products from the fundraising line, a few products maybe from the regular catalog that would be perfect kind of fit to put in a basket and call it your fundraiser kit. Okay, and that way whenever you go to talk to people or you're doing a kickoff meeting, you have a few things like sandwich keepers, like water bottles, like our thermal jars or insulated flasks, or like the apple keepers in the exclusive line, that you could talk to people about how the need is out there in every single community for busy families on the go, that people will want to purchase these products. Because even if you're just presenting with someone who's a decision maker, it's always nice to have a few things that are high quality that they can touch and feel. Wow, our water bottles have amazing high quality. They have an incredible eco message to preserve the planet, right? We're our solution to the pollution. And just doing water bottle fundraising could be amazing. We want everybody to stop buying disposable plastic water bottles. All right. And then you prep a little materials. You might print out that digital exclusive flyer. You want to make sure you have some labels that say you're a fundraising specialist with your contact information and your website, business cards, and then make a presentation packet so that if you drive past a car wash, or if you find somebody that wants to know more, or you might want to research groups online and then mail out packets. What would you put in a packet? Well, I would start with a folder or an envelope. I would then put in some kind of introductory letter and personalize it a little bit based on you and your community. And I have examples of these loaded on our RAS site under fundraising. The top 10 reasons why that group or organization would want to consider Tupperware as a successful fundraiser. You want to include a digital copy or a copy of the digital exclusive flyer, a full-line catalog, a monthly flyer, maybe an example of one-item fundraising. You can always make your own. I showed you a few examples based on this season and time of year, but if you're listening to this training call in the spring, obviously there's going to be something on sale next week or next spring that is not the spooktacular set. So you're empowered. Remember, I want to teach you, you're empowered as a local business owner that you can take anything within our full catalog or any of our sale flyers or our one-week sale flyers, and you can create your own fundraising flyer. You just have to make sure that you time your fundraiser in the time period that that product is available, okay? The other thing that I would include in my presentation packet would be profit potential and a confirmation type goal letter. So by that, I mean, here's a kind of a flyer, and you can find these on our RAS site. Here's a flyer that talks a little bit about comparing, giving them an example of potential. And this is exclusively talking about the 40% Tupperware fundraising digital flyer. So if they had 25 participants participating, and each participant went out and got 10 orders from the exclusive digital flyer, that would be $250. If the average order was $40, that would be, right, 250 orders times an average $40 order would be $10,000 in sales, and their profit potential would be $4,000. We're talking exclusive line only. Okay, if they had 100 people in their organization and each of those 100 people went out and got 10 orders, they'd have 1,000 orders forms, and 1,000 times the average $40 order is $40,000. Their 40% would be $16,000. Holy cow. I do the same type of thing if they tell me I don't want that digital flyer, it doesn't have enough variety, I want to fundraise with the Toy Story product or the Frozen product, or I want to fundraise with the full line catalog so I can have minis and snack cups and water bottles. Okay, then you're going to just take that, you can have another flyer like this, but it will say, using our 15 to 20% fundraiser, and then you can do the math based on 15%, 25 participants, 10 orders, that's 250 orders, average customer order is still gonna be about $40, and then your total group sales would be that, times 15% or 20% would give a total. And sometimes they think that they're gonna do just as well based on the fact that it is a particular seasonal item or something like that, okay? I do want to tell you, here's a success tip. I never combined fundraisers. They either choose the exclusive line or they choose to do my party catalog, monthly brochure, sale flyer option. Okay, I would never run a fundraiser where I put the exclusive digital flyer with our catalog or anything in the come back. They either do this program or this option. Okay, then this is a sample of once you present a packet to someone and they say, yes, we're interested, we want to do it, you pull out your little contract agreement, confirmation agreement, and you make sure you have all their information, how they want their checks made out, how many people packets they want, when it starts, when it ends, any gifts that you're providing, if you're going to motivate, what the approximate order delivery date is, et cetera, et cetera. They sign, you sign. That way there's never any miscommunication. And then I also wanted to show you in that participant or presentation packet, I show them an example of the fact that I always include in every single participant's packets a coupon for referrals for any party or fundraisers that are dated and in my date book before the time I write their check or Tupperware produces their check. Because once you key it in the system, it takes about 10 to 14 days. I always tell them 14 days for them to get their product back. And that gives you time when people turn in their packets to you, they turn in these slips, you have time to contact and set up any parties or fundraising referrals so that you can add that into your profit checks that you produce when you're rewarding everybody. Okay, so as I wrap up the call, I just want to share with you some success tips. Number one, do kickoff meetings. There's a lot of preschools or organizations that have cubbies, nursery, preschools or daycares or even kindergarten classes I've done fundraisers with, and the teacher just wanted me to put it in their cubby and the parents would pick it up or they would put it in their backpack. I'm not for doing that. I would really tell you that would be a fundraiser. I'd probably say, you know what, I'm probably not your Tupperware consultant because I'm just a firm believer that I just would love to have 5 minutes of everybody's captive attention so that I can make sure your fundraiser is as most successful as possible for you. If they're not willing to give you 5 minutes when the parents are picking up kids, or they're not willing to let you be there and hand out packets as parents pick up kids or at cheerleading practice right when it ends, you want to be able to have 5 minutes. Could they end cheerleading practice 5 minutes early so that you can tick off their fundraiser, hand out the packets, the participant packets, and demo a few products? I want to demo at least a water bottle. And I want to talk to them about why Tupperware water bottles are specifically designed the way they are, how they're lifetime guaranteed, how they're BPA free, how the money people are spending every single day on water bottles, and how every family needs 4 size of water bottles for every person in their family. And then I would create a water bottle set. And I would challenge them, everybody, to sell 10 of that water bottle set or 10 of that sandwich keeper set or whatever you want to do. But I got to tell you, I have had my most successful fundraisers when I really held firm with the coordinator that if they allowed me to do a kickoff meeting, I would take no more than 15 minutes of time. And with that, I would add top 3 seller prizes and grand prizes to their fundraiser. But in order to have prizes and incentives, they must allow me to kick it off. You can decide how you want to do that, but that's what's worked best for me. So I motivated people by, once they let me have that moment, I would just thank them all. I'd pass out their packets. I'd ask them to open it up and look at Tupperware products and then pay attention to me. And I would show a demonstration of water bottles and how even if they just went out and talked to every single family or friend or neighbor about why every kitchen needs Tupperware water bottles, what a successful fundraiser that would be, right? How they're a little more weighted on the bottom, they're curvy in the middle. I would talk about how, again, the BPA free, dishwasher safe, how they could fill it even with Kool-Aid or iced tea and put it in their freezer, laid down on its side for a couple hours, and then it would be frozen, and they'd have frozen iced tea or lemonade or Kool-Aid in half of it. And then when they stood it up, they would have the other half that they could add then more iced tea or lemonade or Kool-Aid, screw the cap back down, and then they don't have ice in there melting down their beverage. They could also use it as an ice pack for their lunch bag or their backpack or whatever. So their water bottle can then become a beverage container that is then an ice pack all at the same time. And so I usually offer water bottles as well to the first 3 who sell over $250. So I motivate them. I'd say, okay, now the first 3 families that text me that they have, text me pictures of their first $250 in orders. The first 3 will get a water bottle, okay? You always want to give some incentives to get them started right away. Like the first 3 within 24 hours who have already sold $250 or more. You always want to have a little bit of clarifiers in there. You don't want to just say first 3 get this, because you want to cover your profitability. Because first 3, you want to make sure that they're over a certain amount, that they've done it by a certain time period, because that will create some excitement that you can communicate and share when you go to, if they're a club or organization that has a Facebook group, ask permission. Can I post some cheering? Can I post some reminders? Can I recognize the first 3 that tell me they've got their 250 and text me pictures of their orders in their first 24 hours, okay? Collection day. Another great, communication. So find out, if they're underage, if they're minors, you typically can't, a lot of the schools or groups, you're not allowed to text them individually. So you want to find a way with the coordinator that you can best communicate, recognize, cheer people on, and post a reminder or 2. You don't want to barrage them, but you could text to the coordinator, and if she has a text group for the squad, or if they have a Facebook group, ask permission if you could post recognition for the first 3, or if you could post reminders that there's 7 days left to the fundraiser. Don't forget to meet me at your practice, whatever. Okay, and again, cheering them on, offering some incentives in the first 24 to 48 hours will get everybody opening up those packets and getting started sooner. Because I'm sure you all have had your kids bring fundraising packets home, and they say, hey mom, we're fundraising, and you're like, oh my gosh. And then even if your intention is great, you leave it on the counter, that day's junk mail, backpacks, then you make dinner, then the newspaper, then this all gets piled on that, and you don't deal with that pile until the next Saturday. Well, you lose a lot of opportunity to get orders from other coworkers, neighbors, family, and friends, because it got life piled up on top of it. So I always offer the first 3 who sell a certain amount get my prizes, okay? Again, collection day, a tip for collection day. Make sure that you have a specific date and time that everybody's to bring their packets in. When you collect the packets, you want to make sure that you keep every packet separate. Don't dump it all in a box and then pour it all on your desk when you get home. I would definitely make sure every participant's packet is turned in, that it has their name and their contact phone number on it. And then when you get home, you want to have a log for each participant's activity. Their orders, did their money match? If the order form marked credit card, is it there? If it marked check, is it there? That their orders and money matched. Okay, do it for each packet and have a log for the total fundraiser. All right. Then the next tip is you want to bank right away. Once you have done each participant packet and you know that the orders are there, the money all matches up, then you want to gather up all the money and make sure you do your banking right away, because I never closed fundraisers on Thursdays or Fridays, because we submit on Fridays. We have a weekly business in Tupperware, and our submission day is Friday. So you don't want to collect a fundraiser on Friday. You have to have a little bit of time to do the process. You got to organize it all. You've got to make sure it all matches, and you got to get the money in the bank. And a lot of your banks don't always give you access to the money right away. So I typically would kick off a fundraiser on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, or even if I kick it off on a Friday or a Saturday, I would try to get them to turn it in on a week or 2 later on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday at the latest. Get all the money in the bank so that you have access to those funds so that you can hit submit, okay? Again, if you're keying an exclusive line fundraiser, once you've sorted all that out, you've got a log for each person, then you can consolidate. There's 20 orders for apple keepers, there's 20 orders for pie takers, whatever. You can key that all in, okay? If it's a regular line, anything other than the exclusive line, you're going to key it as a fundraiser party. You're going to key in each order, and you are then going to submit it with your host order for all that free Tupperware. All right. Prepare for, prepare your payment. Other success tips is once you've submitted it, then you want to prepare for the payment. If it's the regular line, you are the one that's going to be writing the 15 to 20% check to the organization. So you want to make sure that you don't spend that money. If it's sitting in your bank account, you owe it to somebody else. So don't spend it. You need to know that. And then if it's an exclusive line, the 40% fundraising line, Tupperware is going to mail the check. So that's perfect. So once you've submitted the orders, it's going to be about a 10 to 14 day turnaround for you to get all the product. In that time, prepare your payments, prepare a thank you letter, and get prepared to bag up the fundraiser. So tips for bagging up the fundraiser: once all the product comes in, I use clear bags. I use the Tupperware bags that are sold available through our sales aids. If you don't want to order those, I would get clear bags. Clear bags is important because it makes it so easy to identify for your participants, to identify their customer orders. You don't want them untying bags and digging through stuff. So all the Tupperware arrives, you're going to bag it by each customer's order, then by the participant. And as I'm bagging each customer's order, I include a thank you and a coupon for referrals. I give $25 for anybody that they refer to me that joins my Tupperware team that holds their activation event. I give them $25 off their order at that activation event. Or future purchase, within 30 days, they get you could offer 10, 15, 20% off. You can do whatever you want, because remember, as an independent business owner, it's your profit. You can decide what's best for you. But as I bag each order, I make sure that in that 10 days while I'm waiting for product to arrive, I create my coupons. I have everything ready to go. So when it comes in, I just pick up each participant's orders. I check all my product in, and then I start bagging by participant. By customer, then by participant, and I include in each customer's order thank yous and referral coupons, okay? Then on presentation day, you show up with all the participants' bagged, grouped orders. You share success story. You guys raised $1,200 and you fundraised for 72 hours. You did a 3-day fundraiser and you raised that kind of money. I'm so proud of you. I want to remind you guys that our first 3 water bottle winners were blah, 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 blah. Any other incentives, anything, thank the coordinator, present the check. If Tupperware is sending the 40% check, you can still make up a mock check and make them a bigger check and present the amount of money in front of the group and take a picture like you always see them do on telethons and all kinds of things, okay? And then once that's all done, I would go to the person who agreed, the coordinator or the coach, and I would just gently say, I had so much fun fundraising with your team. I'm so glad that they made this amount of money. And if you were happy with how this went, I would love your recommendation. And if you could just type a letter of referral and email it to me and send it to me, I'd be so appreciative, because I add it to my business success book. And you will begin to build an amazing referral recommendation type brag book, so that when other times you go to make a presentation, you can always tell people, here's a few organizations I've successfully fundraised with. It's kind of like when you walk into any business and they have won a best award, or they share their customers letters of appreciation, okay, things like that. If you don't have a success story, contact your upline leader and ask them if they have a flyer that says, I've successfully fundraised with all these organizations. Because when you're brand new and you're being mentored by someone and you're willing to be trained by someone, lots of times, I always tell you, borrow someone's success. So if you're a partner of theirs, you're going to do it like they do it. You're going to represent the business opportunity, the fundraising opportunity in a professional way. They might have a flyer that says, we've successfully partnered with these companies or these local sports teams. Feel free to contact them, etc. So in conclusion, I want to remind you guys to start today. Think big. Fundraising could change your business to an amazing new level. And more importantly, you have a lot of warm leads. The other step is I sat down and called every single person that ordered back. If they added their email or phone number to an order form, I was calling them. And so if you have a fundraiser, somebody goes out, a participant, and she gets 10 orders, you have 10 new customers. If you have 10 people do that, you've got 100 new people to just say thank you. Thank you for fundraising with the Rockland High School cheerleaders. Do you know you helped them make this much money? I hope that your product has been received by now. I usually then would go in my date book and mark a date that I made all those follow-up calls. And it's such a warm, fun call to make because you can just thank them for investing their money. And did you know that you helped that cheerleader? And here's how much the total squad earned. And if they know of any group or organization that would like to make money, that you have a referral program for them. You will give them blah, blah, blah. Okay? So again, there's many ways to fundraise. 2 separate schools of thought. You can use the Tupperware exclusive 40% program, which I talked to you about, or you as an independent consultant can be very creative in using catalogs, sale flyers. You can create your own one-item fundraisers. You can do cash and carry fundraising. You can do your own cooking class in your own home. Do-it-yourself and save spice making class fundraiser. There's so many different things that you can do because it's your business. And just imagine if you're in this business holding 1 party a week and investing consistently 3 hours of time holding a party, okay, 4 weeks in a month times $600 party, you'd have $2,400 of personal retail sales every single month that you're getting full sales credit on and you're making profit on. You're making 25% of that. If you were to just add 1 fundraiser a week that closed, okay, closed every single week, and let's say that fundraiser was $1,000, and you did that every week. You held a party every week, closed a fundraiser every week. Look at what your personal monthly sales could be, okay? Now, I want to tell you, in order to close a fundraiser every week, you have to generate a lot of fundraising activity, and most of my fundraisers were met at people at parties, okay? Because they could either date a party or book a fundraiser with me, and that gives my current host her 2 dating credits she needs, okay? So talk to me if you belong to a group or organization that would like to make some money. We can even do a 1-day, 2-day, 2-week fundraiser. It's completely up to you. We can do a cash and carry fundraiser. So if you have a crab feed or a spaghetti feed coming up next week because you're the team mom, let me be a part of that, and I can do some cash and carry fundraising with you. There's so many ways you can make fundraisers work, but look at what it could happen for you. And then if you're doing it, what if? You know, you're a role model. What if you were to share with other people? 3 personal active recruits, you plus 3 personal active recruits, you would have what's called a unit. And what if you taught them to do the same? Could you imagine you had this and then 3 other people started producing something like this? You would have 3 times that, 3 more times that. Wow. Now that is a director opportunity. That is a company car driving opportunity. And that is an incredible thousands of dollars a month income opportunity. The challenge is you need to do it. So again, I'm going to remind you, this is a bigger picture, but I told you, think big, but start small, okay? Start with just the first person you can think of. Hopefully you all made a list of when we talked about different types of groups or organizations. You all live in a community. Get out there. Let people know that they can fundraise with you and in partnership with the best brand name in the whole wide world, which is Tupperware. Again, you can find materials on razzmatazsales.com under the resources tab, under the more, not the core, the more. The core is the party, the more is fundraising, custom kitchen planning, etc. But under the more tab, fundraising, you should be able to find any a lot of the things I referred to. And again, go back and review the resources that we talked about at the very beginning of the call. I hope you had amazing value from this training today. And I hope that no matter when you're listening to this, you will give me an immediate text right now and say, Stephanie, I learned so much. I'm so excited about finding how Tupperware could be a perfect fit for so many groups, clubs, and organizations in my community. I want you to text me at 916-257-4003. Each and every month, we do a text me training challenge drawing, and we reward product and Tupperware swag to people every single month at our VIP celebration who participate in training and text me with their ahas and learnings. So have an amazing rest of your day or week or weekend based on whenever you're listening to this call, and thank you for being Razzmatazz. Let's go out and make a difference, everybody. Have a great night. Bye.